Hello, hello. This is the Donbozos podcast, and welcome to another episode. My name is Aiden Femusin, and I'm of course joined by my co-host Jeremy. Jeremy, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty well. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh regionals this weekend, so I'm prepping for that.
Nice, nice. It is currently 11:08 p.m. May 7th on a Sunday. Very late episode because you'll hear in our local recap, but I just literally just got home like 8 minutes ago. We got this quickly set up, but thanks to Jeremy for getting all the notes and stuff set up for the episode, so we can quickly do it right now because we still have that deadline for the weekend. I mean, when the video goes up, it might be like really early Monday, but still count. We're still counting it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into kind of what we're going to be looking at this episode. Only two games today, guys. Pokemon and League. So if you're here for Valorant, TFT, or other talk, I'm sorry, but there's some big stuff going on for Pokemon and really big stuff going on for League. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Starting with Pokemon, we're going to have our local recap. Of course, that's our recurring segment where we talk about the local tournaments we go to for Pokemon, TCG, and just TCG in general, whether we have guests or if Jeremy decides to go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Next, we're going to have our fan favorite segment, What Is He Cooking? Then we're going to go ahead and talk about three regionals that went over and just finished this past weekend. The Singapore Regional, Sao Paulo Regional, and the Portland Regionals. And then Jeremy's going to go ahead and have me do some trivia or whatever he wants to do for our YouTube short segment. And I know someone asked about our YouTube Shorts. I haven't had the time to edit it. Finals ends in 2 weeks for us, and maybe over the summer I'll find some time to edit it. And Jeremy will also make a TikTok, and we'll post it on our TikTok too. So for League of Legends, we're going to be talking about the play-ins MSI results, which is huge, and I'm super excited to talk about it, as well as MSI match predictions for our knockout stage. So, Jeremy, are you ready to get into it?
I'm ready to get into it.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our local recap, where this is our recurring segment where we talk about what locals we went to for when we play trading card games. And we're gonna go ahead and start at once again Chris's Comics on Wednesday at Fremont, California. And Jeremy, what'd you play and how well did you do?
Probably like I think the second time I didn't play Arctina, and this was the exact same deck as last time. It was with Mew DTE. I played 3-1, so I got into top four, so I got the prizing. But yeah, I did pretty well with it. Just been testing as many decks as possible, trying to see what the meta's like, what deck I'm playing for Fresno.
Yeah, but after the regionals, you might have to go back to your tried and true.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I decided to bring the one and only Lost Box Sableye Charizard, or as many people call it, Sablezard. Just like Jeremy, I've been exploring a decks. A lot of people have been calling me Arceus One Trick. When am I just gonna go back to Arceus? But hey, I mean, I'm turning to the dark side, but you got the Lost Box. But just the Sablezard because I do like Charizard. I play a lot of Charizard, whether it be in like Inteleon Zard or Firebox for Arceus. Zard is one of my favorite cards in the meta right now, so I decided to play Sablezard. I actually have the deck list right up here. So it's the 3 Sableye version with the 4-2 line of energies. I have a couple of techs. I'm running 10 switch cards instead of the normal 8, which is the 4 switch card for rope. I also have the 2 switch. I also do enjoy the double mana fee, but I will have to say some changes need to be made after the Davis local. But at Chris's Comics, I did go 3-1 just like Jeremy, but I had the better bubble because I went 3-0 all the way up until finals where I bricked against Lugia. But I had a pretty smooth sail for the entire locals. I played against 2 Guardies, which are it's like a 50-50. If I hit Sableye early enough where I can kill the Curlies and Ralts, it's pretty good. And then yeah, just losing to Lugia at the end. So 3-1, second place at Chris's Comics, which is super cool. And just today, just now, a League Challenge Cup or like a League Cup happened at Davis Cards and Games in Davis, California. Go ahead and check them out, guys. And I would 0-2-2. The worst I've ever done, basically. I don't think I've ever been to a local and not win. And I brought the same exact list, and man, it was hard. Game 1, I played into Mew, and Jamie, I know you're disappointed because we played so much Mew, like the test and whatnot. Genesect, 3 Sableyes down, or Genesect 2 of them, and then Boss Zard the last one. But he was playing Petty, Jeremy. This guy decided to play Petty, and I was so mad. I was like, oh my! I saw Petty game 1. I'm like, well, there's literally nothing I can do because if I Dink a Zard, psychically, right? And if I try to spread the damage counters out, he's got 2 switch cards and a penny. So I just lost. So again, those changes I was talking about. I'm gonna put in JP and some other things like Mirage Gate, so I can swing a Zard early. But man, Jerry, what are your thoughts on this guy playing Penny in his Mew?
Honestly, Penny seems it's just basically for this matchup because you're normally seeing on View VMAX and like I think this is like pretty much the only format like only deck you play against where they've been hitting your bench Pokemon. The other tech is like Crystal Cave and stuff, but like yeah, I think it might be worth considering on View if you're expecting to see a lot of Lost Box.
Yeah, and shout out to Ian. I know you recently discovered our podcast. It was always nice seeing you back at Davis Cards and Games. But yeah, so that was round 1. I lost. Round 2, played into what did I play into? Shoot, I definitely tied. That's for damn sure. But round 3, I played into Guardy. Game 1, I bricked. I just scooped it up. Game 2, he accidentally drew an extra card on Shining Arcana, so that's a 2 prize penalty. And then game 3, I bricked again. So which is kind of unlucky. I mean, it's bound to happen to brick. I mean, at Chris's comics, I barely bricked except for the finals, and that's best of 1. So hey, but shout out to Tyler. He is really good at the game, and I'm excited to see what he brings to Fresno. And then okay, hear me out, Jimmy. Game 4, okay, I literally roll him because I'm playing him Maridon. Maridon's so free for Zard because you just 2 prize, right? Cram Sableye one of them. Raihan Zard another 2 prizer, and then Clara Zard the last 2 prizer. Like they can't do anything. Game 1 took forever because he took forever on his electric generators, and I took forever to get cards out of my Lost Box deck. Right. Game 2, we're deep in the deck, and I just forget. Right. I just forget that both my fire energies are prized, and they're both at the top of my prize cards.
Oh no!
So I'm just sitting there, and they're like, and then the judge is like 2 minutes left in the round, and I'm like, and he's like, "You got it, bro." I'm like, "No." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Both fight energies are prized." He's like, "Oh." So then we just signed up as tie. So I know some decks are running 3-3, but it's gonna take some testing, and we're not gonna test, and we are gonna test a little bit. But since finals is coming up, it's gonna be like another week or 2 before I finally decide what to bring to Fresno. But Jeremy, I think that this will be the deck for Fresno. We'll have to see though. Because after I saw Portland and the other regionals, which we'll talk about like in a couple minutes, I think this deck is for me. So yeah, what do you think about my run? What do you think?
I mean, it's good to find like flaws with build. You know, like what you need to work, what you need to add in the deck. It's good to like get the bosses so you can see like where the deck struggles and see what you can build around it. Maybe it's like play around it through your deck build or just through gameplay if it's like super rough. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. So yeah, shout outs to Davis Carter Games and shout outs to everyone listening to podcasts who did see me there at the cup, and thank you for all the support. I did get pretty tilted, and y'all supported me. Yeah, called me bad. Woo! All right, I'm just kidding. Y'all are great. And shout out to Matt. I know you're listening. Bringing that Maridon. Shout out to Matt for driving us up or down to up to Davis. So yeah, that's gonna end our local recap, and we're gonna go ahead into our next segment, our recurring segment, our fan favorite. What is he cooking? What is he cooking is a segment where Jamie and I find the most random Pokemon Card.io deck lists and present them to you guys, the viewers or listeners, and you guys decide on which deck is cooking more. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the first deck list, which is Jeremy. You chose. What is he cooking?
I got okay. So the deck I did was the Zoroark V and Charizard V deck. So people are probably more familiar with the Zoroark V star. Does more damage based on how many Pokemon that have damage counters on them on your side of the field. So you can hit for 300 ish. You can hit 300 damage or 280 if you have DTE. But you don't like having damage counters on your Pokemon. So this is where Charizard V-Star comes in. When this Pokemon has damage counters on it, it does extra damage. So this thing hits for 260 damage or 230 damage when it has damage counters. Two guys with the Game Child Bog and the Zoroark attack.
Oh.
And also there's also Radiant Heatran because you love having damage counters on your own Pokemon.
So this is just Zoroark V-Star, except this guy just likes Charizard.
Yeah, pretty much. He loves his fire Pokemon.
Oh my goodness. The 1/1 line of a barrel, the 1/1 line. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1/1 line of Charcadet Armorage. This is a pile, dude. This is what we call a pile. It's just Zorak V-Star, but he's like, let's just put a Charizard.
Charizard
Okay,
goes
the
crazy.
Heat-Ran goes crazy, though. I like the Heat-Ran. You
Yeah.
put it down the next turn, Mega Mason, that's already 4 damage counters, it goes crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so that's the Charizard v Zorak V. Definitely a weird one. Shout out to Douglas. I don't know if he still has that Zorak V-Star deck built, but let's go ahead and see what I found. I found the no energy cast form deck, and now this thing is awful, but it looked funny because look how many unique cards there are. It's literally all 4. There's 15 unique cards, and basically it's running 4 of the cast forms, and they all have the weather reading ability, which is if you have 8 or more stadium cards in your discard pile, ignore all energy to this Pokemon's attack cost. And they're all free retreat, so you can attack whichever cast form you want. The thing that confuses me the most, what is he cooking? He has 4 Cheryl in the deck. I don't know what the fuck this guy is cooking. This guy has 4 Cheryl in the deck. Okay? What is this? Heal all damage for each of your evolution Pokemon? What evolution has 16 basics, man? Like, okay, but the egg incubator, this one goes hard, okay? Flip a coin if heads, set your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it up to your bench and shuffle your deck. If tails, put the egg incubator on the bottom of your deck. Yo, permanent basic search. And then, I don't know, like, why are you running 4 shield? We could probably just run 4 other stadiums. He's only running 12 stadiums. You need to see 2/3 of your stadiums in order to attack with your cast forms. But hey, he's attacking for free, okay?
Broken.
Yeah, Weather Force, 80 damage. Jolty has 6 cards in your hand. That's gotta be broken, right? There's no way that's not broken.
Lumineon on an attack, broken.
Yeah. High pressure blast. This card is stadium play. If you can't, this attack does nothing for 150 damage. This deck totally just doesn't get marred by Lost Box.
Yeah.
The Cheryl's threw me in for a loop. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is not okay. Maybe this guy just likes Cheryl. Look at the deck cost. Crazy. The deck cost is $5.
Just grab out the Pokemon.
Yeah. Alright, guys. That's gonna end it for What Is He Cooking? Leave in the comments below or tag us on Twitter. Who you think cooked more, the no energy cast form deck or the Zorak V and Charizard V deck? Jeremy, any last words for our What Is He Cooking?
I'm not sure if these are the best builds we have on the segment. Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and get to our big topics, Jeremy. Regionals. 3 big regionals, 4 including the Japanese one, but we're not going to talk about their best of 1 in a new format because I feel like that's just all we're talking about right now. But let's go ahead and talk about Singapore regionals because we have here the image pulled up for the top 8 for the regional for Singapore. And first place going into top 8-0. Sorry if I butcher his name. Anselm Sim on Mew VMAX. How do you feel about that? Let's just talk about that first.
I mean, Mew's always good and consistent. It's just how many Drapions are you playing against today? I guess. Yeah, I'm not surprised it went AO. I think. I mean, it's Mew. It's the gun that if you play 2 out of 3, you're going to get rolling in some of them. And as long, even if your opponent has like Drapion for game 1, if you know that it's coming like game 2, you can play around it and like. You can just play, yeah. You can just play around the Drapion, and the deck is so powerful. It can just play Drew, like even when these broken counters in like the format.
Yeah, I have to agree. I ask you a question though. Let's talk Oricorio because you told me when we were practicing that it's useless and it sucks. But with the new uprising of Giratina V-Star, how do we feel about Oricorio now?
Yeah, I think it's just. if you expect to play against a matchup, it's basically only that matchup and Miraidons, but even some Miraidons have Drapion in there, so I don't know. I think I'm still on the no or Choreo train.
Yeah, let's go back to that when we talk about the uprising of Giratina V-Star at Portland. But there is one here in top 8. I know that's your signature deck. And you moved away from it beforehand, but you might go back to it now. We'll have to see. Let's talk about Gudra, Guardy, and Miraidon. Because I know Gudra's super popular right now, or not Gudra. Guardy's super popular right now, but Gudra's still kind of under the radar, which is a little bit surprising. Because I know in one of our episodes of the podcast we ranted on Gudra, but it's okay now.
Yeah.
Actually, after learning the matchup a little bit with Sablezard, it's actually not that bad. It's just annoying. Like I don't like when you play Pokemon, you go to regional, you don't want to see Gudra. You want to see other decks. You want to play against other decks, right? It's not that Gudra's unbeatable. It's just annoying. So what's your
Yeah,
thoughts on Gudra now?
yeah, it's just it might not be. You just don't want to see it get. It's not because it's the most broken deck. It's just the least fun deck to play against. But I think this deck is still really solid. So
Yeah.
I just not surprised to see one. I think this is where like about how many you will see in like top cut. I think there will be like one that will sleep into top cut, but I don't think it will be like the most popular deck in like the format. I don't think there will be like 4+ in like top cuts and like top 8 at least.
Yeah, and not surprised about 2 Guardies. That's what 25% in top
Yeah,
8. Not too surprising, and of course, the one Lugia always sneak into the top 8. I feel like it's always one
yeah,
Lugia that just somehow sneaks in, and same thing with Rhydon too, right? That's like it's
yeah,
one after UIC, it's like that one Rhydon. Just they have the
yeah,
list for the regional, right? Because I feel like with Rhydon, there's not this one list that you can just bring over and over again, right? I feel like it's always changing, whether it be Flaffy or Magnezone or just something with Rhydon. They have Spice, Crabomatic, whatever it is. One sneaks in, and Mr. Lim here decided to sneak. Marcus Lim decided to sneak in with the Miraidon. So unfortunately, we don't have deck list right now, but this is the top 8 of the Singapore Regional 189 Masters. So not the
yeah,
biggest scale, but something to recognize. Because Jeremy and I do like to take lists and see what people are cooking in other regions. I know people only really pay attention to Japan and like the NA regions and like EU, but hey, Singapore's out there, and they got good decks.
yeah. I think that the first place was won by Art Giratina, and the build is pretty like safe. It has, I think the new innovation for deck is the trekking shoes in the deck,
Yeah,
or yeah, and
we'll talk
then
about
on like
that
three
more
boss,
later.
yeah, yeah, and yeah,
So
but yeah, not surprising to see. The one Lugia and one Random, I feel like there's always gonna be one of each of these to just sneak up. They just have
mhm.
the one Random player that's just hitting hot on the generator team day. The one Lugia players you have found like the one tech, the single strike tech that's like good for the weekend. Yeah,
Yeah, they always manage to sneak in, man. Always. All right, let's go
yeah.
ahead and talk about San Paulo Regional. I have the PokeStats.live website pulled up here. First place, we got Philippe on the. Is this? Do we know if this is Sky Seal or just Turbo Lost Box?
I am not sure. So,
Okay,
but yeah, I'm not
well,
sure.
well, they have the Dragonite, so it's either Sky Seal or Triple Lost Box, both running for Seal,
Yeah,
of course. Number 2 with the Mew, and we don't know what number 3 is, but 5 with that Giratina Art Gear. Dude, you've been trashing this deck so much, and all of a sudden it's placing up, dude.
yeah.
Oh my man, what are they doing differently, man? What are they doing differently?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I need to look through all these lists just for during the week to see that's a new build, I guess.
Yeah.
The cleansing gloves. I think it's the cleansing gloves. Yeah.
I think what's really surprising is the little amount of ties that Lost Box is getting, and you know what? You know what? You can't do on Arctina. You can't tie because you got nothing else to do besides swing with Trinity Nova and Lost Impact. You literally cannot force ties. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
William going 3 ties and Arctina going 11-4.
Yeah, yeah. The deck basically never ties. If you either have a play or you either have a play or you don't. You don't like. What's there to do? You're just attacking. You playing a supporter, and that's it. That's turn one. That's your only play.
Yeah. Sao Paulo, not really much to talk about. We don't have very much information, but what we can talk about is our regional here in America, Portland, Regional. So here I have the analysis for day 1. 20.4% Gardevoir EX, the number 1 deck. The number 1 most popular deck here at Portland Regional. What are your first thoughts, Jeremy?
Yeah, like last week I said, I think well, I thought it would be the second most popular behind Lost Box, but I wouldn't be surprised I believe for number 2, the Lost Box, they include every variation of the deck. So I thought that was gonna be first, but
Yeah.
yeah, I thought Garden was
So
gonna
the
be. I
Lost
knew.
Box, this includes Sablezard, Forest
Yeah,
Seal, Sky Seal, everything.
yeah, yeah. Basically everything that doesn't have like a V attacker in the deck, or
Or
like a
V-Star,
V star
V-Star,
attacker,
yeah.
V star attacker. Yeah, V star attacker. Yeah, so not surprised that Gardevoir is the most popular deck towards performance and like yeah, I think a lot of
And
people.
the card's being
I mean,
popular.
yeah, people just like Gardevoir.
Why
Our
they have
Gardevoir's how I was.
Curly as the second card? It should be like Zacian. I don't know, because there's 2 different variations. So Gardevoir EX. So
Yeah,
this is like Zacian and Mewtwo Union, right? So I guess I thought they were gonna like split them, to be honest, but 220 decks. That's
yeah,
literally just already more than the Singapore regional. Like, this is
yeah.
crazy. I'm surprised that Lugia is the 3rd most popular. I really thought it was gonna be Mew. I think Mew's on the uprising
Same.
and still pretty strong, but they're pretty close, 3 decks off. Um, but still
Yeah,
more variance in this meta compared to Silver Tempest Lugia meta, which is good. I think it's good,
yeah,
but Brian is still kind of cooking. I'm not gonna lie, 6%, 65 decks. People still are believing in it. I know Matt doesn't believe in it, but I think it's still a decent deck. I think it's okay.
yeah. I think it's a good deck, and I think it's like in around that usage rate, like 6%, like in the like 5 to 6%, the good deck's gonna be popular. It's a really strong and simple deck. You don't need to like in those later rounds. You're not super tired of like remembering what you lost on, what your prizes are, and like you just play a simple game plan and just be like on top of your game throughout the entire day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to agree Miraidon, and I think there's a lot of variants of Miraidon too. So when you see Miraidon, you're not sure what you're playing against yet. You know, do you bench
yeah,
Manaphy? Do they have Magnezone V Star? Things like that. Do they have Raichu? Am I gonna die as a Guja player or a Mew player? Do they have
yeah,
Drapion? That's also another thing they could run. So many
yeah.
different variations of Miraidon X.
Greninja.
Yeah, do they have Greninja? I think the deck is it's not great, but it's good. It's not bad.
Yeah,
So look out for Miraidon. Everyone watching, because the deck is uprising, and if you like the Pokemon, I would get into it. I think the deck is good enough for you to play because you like the Pokemon. So yeah, that's the matchup spread, and let's go talk about placings. Number 1, let's talk about it. Arctina.
RT.
Your deck. This is your deck. This is your deck. Let's talk about it, Jeremy. First thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I think the deck's super solid. It's just super scary playing against the Lost Zone decks or the Lost Box decks because you're just always just taking one prize and you're just hopefully seeing Judge every turn to like limit their hand. But if you miss one Judge, it could be like a Dragonite could just come out and just take your just take your attackers, and then you're just like behind the prizes since it's you're all 2 prizes while they're 1 prizes mostly, other than the Dragonite, which it can't be one shot by RCS, so you have to set up a Giratina.
Well, let's look at their matchup strategy, Jeremy. Because you talk about Lost Box, and
Yeah,
both their losses and one of his ties is Lost Box, and all of his other matchups are not Lost Box.
yeah,
Round 2, Guardy. Oh wait, no, I'm lying. Round 3, he won against Lost Box. Round 4, he won against Lost Box. But round
yeah,
5, Guardy. 7, Arctura, Guardy, Arctura, Guardy, Arctura, Arctina.
yeah,
So maybe he got lucky, but still, beautiful run. And Arctina's gonna beat Lugia. I feel like Arctina's really. I'm thinking Arctina's pretty good as a Lugia. Um,
yeah,
but
yeah. With the path, yeah, you can just stick path and like it's just so hard for them to get rid of it. You just get so far ahead that even when they can get set up, it's kind of game already.
yeah, I don't know. This is definitely. You might have to retry it again. Drop the mute for a
Yeah,
little bit. I know you said you wanted to build
yeah,
Miraidon. Let's go to talk about Miraidon again, because this time Anthony placing 7th with the Flaffy Miraidon.
Yeah.
And a lot of people kind of drop Flaffy real quick because it's like there's the game plan of just hit generators, right? And just hit the
Yeah.
generators. But with Flaffy and like the Raichu and stuff like that, maybe it's time to bring it back because it went top 7. But you never know with Miraidon, right? It's just so hard to tell what's gonna happen with
Yeah.
the Miraidon. It just takes a lot of playtesting and what you want to do with Miraidon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out.
saw the
Yeah.
build on Twitter, I think, and they were running no Elekis. I think they're just like pure, like just
Yeah.
Miraidon Raichus. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just Flaffy Miraidon. Yeah, and Raichu,
Yeah.
and you just swing with the Raichu and hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Kian on the Sable Zard. Again, you sent me his deck list. Definitely gonna work around it. I do like his list, but I like another list as well. Joel that got 28th. I'm gonna try and see a variance between the two. Joel's running the 3/3 Psychic Fire, where Kian was running the 4/2. So with the 3 saves. So it really just depends on, I guess, player preference and what they think they're gonna go up against, what they need to struggle with. I'm gonna add in Drapion though. God, I'm so bad. Why did I not play Drapion? Uh, but again, we didn't go to the regional. They did, and we're all just doing this to prep for Fresno regional. So, yeah, that's our Portland talk. Anything else you want to talk about for Portland? Any other decks or anything?
I think yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm surprised there's a lot of amount of like the turbo like lots like the turbo lots zone deck with Pokestops and stuff. I'm surprised
Yeah,
there's that many doing well. Yeah.
yeah. What, the Kyogre?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Kyogre, but just seeing Pokestops and decks and like Pokestop and lots of them, I
I
knew it
love
existed, but
Pokestop.
yeah, I didn't expect this many to do well during the tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have to agree. Pokestop is a gamble for sure. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
even get your stones from him now because stones are tools and not items. Imagine you Pokestop
Yeah.
and you discard both your Forest Seal and your Sky Seal. Like, well, what do I do now? So, good thing
Yeah.
that's why they're playing Kyogre because they're not playing for that. So, I don't know. I feel like without Scoop Up Net, it's slower, which makes sense. Well, we'll
Yeah.
have to see. I'm probably personally going to stick with Sablezard. I know in our Tofu testing team, there aren't. We don't have, I don't think we have any lost. I think I'm the only Lost Box player, right?
Uh,
Besides, no.
I
Besides the Davis people. Um,
yeah.
I know my brother top forward today in the League Cup at Davis with Turbo Lost Box. He's the only one. So it's just me and my brother. So it's just the family. I'm just me and my brother just playing Lost Box, and everyone else, you guys are all playing something else. So yeah,
Yeah.
excited for Fresno for sure. So that's Portland Regional. Shout out to everyone who went from the Tofu testing team. Shout out Aiden. Shout out like other Aiden, and shout out Geo. Hopefully they got some good insight. Geo probably I think he brought Arc Duraludon, and Aiden brought Inteleon VMAX. And let's talk about Inteleon VMAX because uh a decent amount of people brought Inteleon VMAX, and let's just say did not do well.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah,
feel
it's
like it's. Wait,
yeah.
is this real? Gustavo Sanchez? They brought Darkrai? Is that real?
Oh, we'll need to check in he posted this because maybe it's like an error. Maybe it's just the wrong image
Yeah,
loaded. I'm not
yeah, yeah. I'm checking the Twitter right now.
yeah,
Oh yeah, so let's talk
yeah.
about Rapid Strike. What do you think?
Rapids. Um, I'm not sure how I think about this deck. It's kind of weird. I feel like the deck feels a lot super matchup dependent compared to like a lot of the other decks in the format where you have like even spreads and like sort of even spreads and like one auto lose and like one auto win. Well, this one you have like what feels like a lot of auto lose and a lot of auto win matchups and then like just a few like this 50-50 matchup. So it seems kind of weird. I'm not sure how I feel like if like I took this deck to a tournament.
Yeah, I like the deck, but I'm definitely not taking it to a tournament. I think I just have it to play and test around. All right,
Yeah.
so let's go ahead and get into our next segment. Jeremy, you have something for me?
Yeah, I got the what is he cooking? It should be yeah, I
What is
should
he
have it
cooking?
posted. Or no, what is it about that? The YouTube Start segment. It'll be Pokemon blindly ranked. I posted it in the channel,
Yeah.
so if you want to check it out, it's the this week it's gonna be champion festivals at home. So these are the cheap replacements for champions festivals. and
Okay.
we'll blindly rank them. The first card will be Potion. Heal 30 damage from your Pokemon.
So this is replaces for Champions of the Festival. So if you were to run a deck with Champions of the Festival to use it as a tech, you would use these cards instead. All right,
Yes, if you
Potion.
just
Man, Potion's like the standard of the standard. It's been in the game ever since the game first came out. I'm gonna have to put it at 3 to start out with.
All right, a good number 3. The second card is
Oh,
Quadstone.
number 1,
Heal
baby. Oh, number
number
1,
1.
baby.
Quadstone's
Yeah,
number
yeah.
1.
No, Quadstone deserves it. I love Quadstone. This card, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play this at some point. I love Quadstone. That's gonna be number 1.
Okay, the Quadstone number 1, Potion number 3. Our third card will be Picnic Basket. Heal 30 from each Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's.
This is exactly like Potion, except a little worse. I'm gonna have to put it at number 4.
Number 4. All right, so we have number 2 and number 5 open. Our fourth card will be Switch Card.
Switch card. It's just Potion and Picnic Basket, but you're switching it out. But the whole point of using it is you want to attack with that active. I'm about to put it at number
Yeah.
5.
Number 5. Okay, so the last healing card, I couldn't find anything else, so I have Hook.
Oh yeah,
The only
that's
one.
crazy, dude. That's my favorite card of all time. That deserves number 2. I like my ranking. This is a good ranking.
This is a good ranking.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, so that's going to end our Pokemon segment. And we're going to go ahead into the League of Legends, where my god is NA happy right now, but sad at the same time after the draws. But I saw it. I was watching an I Will Dominate video, and the top comment was, this is the first time where NA fans are least stressed about watching their region play at an international event, because man, did Golden Guardians absolutely
Yeah.
clean house, like clean, like just sweep the entire
Yeah.
time. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about lower bracket round 2, where I got it pulled up, where Golden Guardians beats R7 2-0. Jerry, just first thoughts, man.
Licorice might be the goat. I don't know. Normally I got freed from it was a pull up this tweet. This is what major region versus the minor region supposed to look like.
Yeah,
Holy freed.
finally. Like,
Finally. Yeah.
6A finally shot. Dude, look at your 6A combo, man. Like, I don't tell you, they are popping off. Man, Golden Guardians deserve to make it to play to knockout stage, because PSG Talon 2 was loud, which is kind of expected. PSG's goaded. Now, I expected Golden Guardians to win because they were looking good, but I did not expect them to 3-0 PSG. And they were quick games too. They were so fast. Like, it was so stupid how fast it was. Man, 6A is all I can say. 6A, man.
Yeah. Yeah, PSG is not bad. They have some pretty strong players on their team. I'm surprised that Golden Guardians look this strong. I don't think they've been I think this has been scaling up the entire year. They look mediocre at the beginning, and now they look like actual one of the top teams from NA. And we were a little scared when we were saying them to MSI. It's like maybe Fly Quest would be better, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Golden Guardians looking insane this tournament.
Man, Steph Curry really helping the team pop off, you know.
Yeah.
But who he set now has like a huge clip, and
Yeah.
the whole team they're just performing as a major league team, like a major region team, right? And
Yeah.
that's just good, and well done to them. And yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about Loud's oopsie against G2. Over 1 million people seen the clip. Not Sejuani not buying items.
Oh.
Uh,
that bomb clip where everyone was screaming that he
yeah,
didn't
screaming
have
in the
the
call. Oh, you know what?
Oh no.
That was not good
Oh,
by items, guys. But it was on the teammates too, to be honest. It's on the player, it's on the teammates too. You got to be aware of everything. But hey, they tried
that's
their best.
crazy.
They tried their best.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. G2 is pretty strong. So especially since
Yeah.
they didn't seem that good during spring split, but they are still G2. They did win winter. Like it's not surprising that they like bounced back and had a strong performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the first best of 5 for MSI, and it was shorter than like lower bracket round 1, where it was like 3 games.
Yeah.
So hey, shout out to the goated Guardians, all right, goated Guardians. That's what they are. So let's go ahead and talk about bracket stage. We call it knockouts. It's basically what it is. But this is double
Yeah.
elimination, right? So
Yes,
before
sir.
they used to do round robin, right, of 2 groups.
Yeah.
So now they're just doing bracket, and we celebrate about Golden Guardians, but that celebration lasted too short when they got picked to play against JDG Intel Esports Club.
Ooh.
That's the number one seed for LPL for China, and it's looking slim. I don't know if
Yeah.
Six can
Not
smurf this
sure.
one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The JDG picked up Ruler over the offseason. I'm not sure about the 6A versus Ruler matchup. Yeah.
And then Cloud9 got into Billy. Like, how did both NA teams go into LPL? What type of ring is this, man? Dude, these drawings suck. Both it's LCK versus EU, and then or LCK versus LEC, and then NA versus LPL. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, at least with this bracket, NA's gonna get a win on the MSI. If both C9 and GG lose, they play against each other, so at least NA's
Oh,
gonna at least
you're
hit
right.
one.
You're right. So if the same regions win, then the round 2 is just gonna be the finals of all the. So if Genji wins and T1 wins, then the next round is just gonna be LCK finals, and then the lower bracket it's gonna be.
Mad versus
Is it gonna
P2.
be LEC finals? That's so weird, dude. What's the point?
Yeah, these are. It was an interesting draw. It was an interesting draw. I'm not sure if these are the most random matchups we have here. Not sure these were the most exciting matchups we had for MSI, where we're just
So
playing the regional finals again.
So this is going to be all best of 5. So let's go ahead and do our classic match predictions. Let's start with Genji versus G2 Esports.
Gen G versus G2E. Let's see. Will G2 take a game? I think Gen G's gonna win. Gen G looks so good. I think they
Yeah.
might. I'll just say it. They're gonna 3-0 G2.
Ooh, okay. Look, I believe in my boy BB, so I'm gonna go 3-1 Genji. Look, I like BB and I like G2, but Genji's gonna win 3-1. They'll get a game off,
Yeah.
maybe with like a weird draft or just like a playstyle change. But you're right, Genji's
Yeah.
looks so good. Chovy's on it still, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Chovy. And then they have Pace, who's like a rookie coming into the
yeah,
season. So it's insane that he won his first LCK season
yeah.
as a
Starting to sound
rookie.
like Jojo Pion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Genji is gonna get it 3-1. Let's go ahead and talk about Mad Lions versus T1 though.
Mad Lion versus T1. Who do you think gonna win? I think T1's gonna win.
Okay.
Do I predict another 3-0? Alright. I think Killers gonna go crazy. Niski and Elyoya is gonna get one game where they just run over the map. I would
Yeah,
say T1 will win 3-1, but that'll have one super decisive game where they were everything hits. Hillside hits every hook, and Niski's just roaming over the place.
yeah.
Yeah, 3-1.
I'm gonna have to go with Mad Lions in a reverse sweep 3-2.
Ooh,
Yeah,
reverse
yeah.
sweeping T1.
I'm gonna put it out there. I'll go with Mad Lions 2. I think T1 is gonna come out swinging strong because they're a strong team together. Best set of 5 players I've ever seen in my life. But the Mad Lions, Elio is gonna fucking snap. He's gonna snap. His mind is gonna snap, and he's gonna tell Hilly to run it down tactically, and they're gonna reverse sweep. All right, because there's something about Hilly running it down and them winning the game. I don't know, man. Elioyers, all right, he is going to carry them to a reverse sweep 3-2. All right, look, if they win 3-2 in his reverse sweep, I still got the score right. I'm just putting it out there, and just I'll have you guys know, listeners. I'm never right. So I didn't. That's why Golden Guardians made it in a bracket, because I said that they weren't gonna win. All right, let's see how hopium you are on this one, Jeremy. Cloud9 versus Billy Gaming.
All right, so if we think about it like this, right? Cloud9 beat Golden Guardians 3-1, and Golden Guardians were able to take a game off BLG.
Yeah.
So, like, BLG only beat them 2-1. C9 beat them 3-1, so, like, Cloud9 is a better team, right? That's just how that works. The map
That
checks
is
out.
how it works, but Golden Guardians has way more practice, more game time at MSI on the international stage. We don't know how scrims are looking. Fudge hasn't talked shit on Twitter yet.
Yeah, the fights in the oh damn, yeah. I mean, it's any hopium, but like, I, but I say Fudge is. I think they just have Cloud9 players are just better all around. So like, I think if it's although the Golden Guardians game weren't super close to BLG, they drew like BLG just was just throwing every mid game possible, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
I think Cloud9 can win this. I think it's 3-2 Cloud9. I think
Ooh.
Tumble's gonna go crazy. Fudge Blabber, they're gonna smurf on whoever BOG's top laner. I don't even remember because it doesn't matter because Fudge, the big Fudge factor is
Factor?
gonna
Oh.
dumpster. Yeah, Sven's gonna smurf on Tisla, dude. Holy crap. This thing's gonna go crazy.
All right, you want to hear my prediction?
Yeah.
3-0 Cloud9.
Oh, 3-0 Cloud9. BOG's not even
Look,
getting a game.
well, yeah, no, because here, you talk about the ego play that BLG is doing on Golden Guardians. I feel like they're just going to ego even harder on Cloud9. And you know what Cloud9's really good at? Punishing egos, because they got big egos of their own, right? Because they can't lose in the ego war, right? Like, that's the whole point of Cloud9 is that, like, think about their team. It's all just egos, right? Fudge, Blabber, Sven, they all got egos. And then you just have Berserker who's just running around like a zoomer, right? So it's like, they have to win the ego war. And if BLG was trying to ego Golden Guardians in plays, Cloud9 is going to ego them 3-0. All right, I'm telling you, they're going to go out swinging the Fudge Factor game one. BLG is going to like tilt off the face of the earth. I think Cloud9's got it. I think they got it 3-0.
3-0, let's go, Cloud9.
All right, and the worst matchup of them all, JDG versus Golden Guardians, Goated Guardians. What's your prediction?
That's my prediction. I love Golden Guardians. They will get a game, right? If they took one out BOG, they'll take one out JDG. I'll say 1-3 Golden Guardian gets the one.
I don't know about you, but it's definitely 3-0 JDG. Look, Golden Guardians, they got the momentum swing, but JDG's just too damn good.
Yeah.
The Golden Guardians ain't doing a single thing to them. Because here's the thing, right? Golden Guardians, they're pretty good on their dives and aggressive plays, right? But I just feel like whenever a matchup like this happens, they play safe and they're out of their comfort zone, and they just respect JDG too much, and JDG is gonna just get a gold advantage on them, and it's gonna happen every single game. And then like maybe game 3, Golden Guardians finally picks up the pace, but then they're just gonna get punished for their recklessness, because JDG is so good at adapting, just playing the game. So look, Golden Guardians, they'll just do a Cinderella run, okay? It's all good. They'll beat G2 in the lower bracket, okay? Because G2's getting 3-0, all right? So, yeah, JDG 3-0.
All right, yeah. Yeah, love Golden Guardians. Maybe the one game is definitely copium.
Yeah. Maybe the one game they win is like when like who he gets another big movie engage or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no one has
or
seen who
6
he's a
Penta.
movie. Yeah. Another Penta. He got a quadra already. He got a Penta.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets
A
maybe he
triple.
can farm some people. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Golden Guardians, they made us proud in play-ins, all right? They made us proud. They didn't pull a Mad Lions in back in like 2019 or whatever, where they lost to Turkey or whatever.
Last year, I don't think they made out of groups last year. Made into worlds last year either.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's gonna be the end of our MSI predictions. But first, I got another. I got something for you. Okay, so we're gonna go
Ooh.
ahead and I need to find images really quick. Uh, League of Legends. So, we're gonna go ahead and do rate these top lane champions blindly.
Ooh.
Just like that. So there's a lot out
Just
there, right?
a lot of top players.
But if you put, I know you put a lot of League with me. These are gonna be my personal favorite top laners. All right.
All right.
So if you played with me enough, maybe you might guess what's coming next. But rate these top lane champions. Aiden's personal favorite top lane champions. So right off the back, I'm gonna tell you, Trinity is my permaban, so he's not gonna be on there. I hate that champion.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that was gonna go number 5. That was gonna go number 5.
All right. So let's go ahead and start with the first champion I'm gonna give you, and it's gonna be Renekton.
I am also a crocodile lover. Renekton, especially with the power qual build, it's super fun. Makes the jungle play super easy. I'll put him number 1. I'm sorry, Renekton as number 1.
He's a sinner, guys. He's a sinner. Cancel him. He's an R5 Renekton sinner, bro.
I'm a B1 Renekton.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. Irelia.
This is like one of the only. All right, Irelia is probably one of the only other top players I can play on to. So like, that's 2 out of my 3 top players. I think Irelia is super fun. I play a lot of old Irelia. Irelia punishes all these range matchups. Yeah, I'm gonna put Irelia at number 2.
Oh my god, we're just going down the list. Because you know what the third champion I'm gonna give you? I'm gonna give you Gwen.
All right, all 3 top players. Gwen, W, the most broken ability in the game, or what? I'll just number 3.
Oh no, number 3. Because all right, so the next champion is Darius.
Darius. Ooh, okay. This is a champ I'm actually not a fan of. I didn't think this champ. I don't know. I really dislike this champ. I'm putting it at number 5.
Number 5, because that means number 4 will be Garen.
Ooh, Garen. Strikebreaker, no crit. I love hitting E.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be the rank blindly for the top 5 top lane champions of my favorites. So now you guys know. Top lane is my worst role, my least favorite to play. So they're pretty basic. Next week we're gonna go do jungle, and you might guess what those 5 champions are gonna be for me. And then after that we'll do mid, AD carry, and support for me, and then Jeremy will keep doing the Pokemon shorts. So thank you guys so much for listening and tuning into this episode of the Donbozos podcast. I know this one came out pretty late, but I was out all weekend. I was busy. So yeah, and Jeremy's got Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals to prepare for, and we'll talk about that next week. And after next week, we're gonna go ahead and go into finals week for our college. So that's gonna be really busy because I'm definitely not gonna go to any locals during that week because that sounds like pain. So so the next couple of weeks for the Donbozos podcast episodes might be short. I'm saying we're not going to skip them, but they'll be short. We'll probably catch up on MSI. But shout out to Matt again for driving me to the Cup in Davis. That was really nice of him to do. And we're going to go ahead and end off the podcast episode there. Jimmy, do you have anything you'd like to say?
I think that's pretty much it. We're just finals coming up, but once finals done, we're going to do some a lot of testing probably.
A lot, yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Go ahead and check out our Twitter and Instagram for constant updates on the podcast. You can also follow us on Spotify. Make sure to leave a like and comment on the YouTube episodes. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.